Roma come from behind, Gab, against 10-man Sassuolo to win 2-1. Is it all about Jose again?
It kind of is.
What's he done? What's he done?
All right. So Roma played in the Europa League on Thursday, and normally he never gives press conferences ahead of Sunday games if he's had a Europa League game, especially away from home.
Right.
This time he speaks, and at his press conference, he goes on and on about the referee who's assigned to this game. It's this fella called Marcotti, who's 31 years old. He's supposed to be an up-and-coming referee. He's only got 4 games of experience in Serie A. But, ultimately, it's Sassuolo against Roma. It's not against, it's not Roma Lazio, Roma Juventus. So you are going to get one of the less experienced guys that you want to try to build up, right? And he said, I don't think Marcotti has the... He has the emotional stability to officiate this game.
Wow.
I'm very worried about what he might do.
Wow.
I could see him sending off, or I could see him booking Mancini, who's, of course, Roma's center back.
Wow,
after 10
crystal
minutes.
ball's on, isn't it?
And because he's already one booking away from a suspension, that would mean that he would miss our next game against Fiorentina. And then he went on this rant about Berardi, how he doesn't like Berardi because Berardi dives all the time. So obviously the Italian FA opened an investigation. I mean, you can't say stuff like this before a game about a referee because you're clearly trying to get into the referee's head. I mean, this is like 101, dark arts, Mourinho. It's the kind of crap that happened in the 1980s and 1990s. I thought we were past this. I genuinely thought Mourinho was actually better than that because this was so naked and so crass.
Yeah.
And
I think he said something similar about a month ago as well. On the referee, that was cruel.
I mean, he's been suspended, 4 times this season? And then after the game, and you talk about, people saying, oh, it's genius. I'm like, I don't think it's genius.
No.
After the game, what he did was he came out and he said, well, since obviously my Italian gets misunderstood all the time, and he's clearly referring to what he said before, even though it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
I better do my press conference in Portuguese. So he did the whole press conference in Portuguese. Now, Mourinho this is his 5th year living in Italy. His Italian's fine.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what he was saying.
Yeah.
It's a sideshow situation, frankly. Encouraging thing from Roma is they came back. Sassuolo had a man sent off, rightly so. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Marcotti said, I better not displease Mourinho by not sending him off. I mean, Bolocca had to go. It was a really bad tackle. And Roma won deservedly. And
Top 4.
But you know what? I'm wondering, is this taking away from the team that we're just talking about Mourinho rather than Roma?
Maybe he likes it.
Now, this was way back on Friday, but Juventus ground out a 2-1 win away to Monza thanks to an injury time winner from Federico Gatti in that game, which, by the way, came just after Valentin Carboni had equalized in injury time himself. Yeah. Don, some of us don't like Allegri's football, but they're right up there on the table. Juventus have no European commitments. They're very much in this Serie A title race, aren't they?
100% they are. I think, and I've been critical over Max Allegri's tactics and formations over the last couple of years, especially when I'd seen them play 4-4-2, and Adrian Rabiot's been playing left wing, who's clearly not a left winger, and I wondered, but then you sort of second guess yourself because you think, well, it's Max Allegri, he knows what he's doing, he's a very experienced manager. But I think their football's been pretty good this year, since the start of the season. I think they've been a lot better. I think they've been a lot better and easier on the eye. It all comes down to if they keep Chiesa fit, if they keep Vlahovic fit, those front two, I think, are a dangerous pair. And Chiesa, it just looks to be back to his very best. He looks sharp. I love the fact that Federico Gatti scored because I commentated on his very first game for Juve, and it was a Champions League game against Paris Saint-Germain, and he played up against Kylian Mbappe.
And is that the game where he got done?
Done twice, and I think Mbappe scored 2, and he got torn to shreds. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. It was just his first game against Mbappe, and he's responded. He's now one of the first names on the team sheet. So to answer your question, I think they are. Do you?
Yeah,
I think Inter are the best team with the best squad. Doesn't mean they're going to win it.
And it's funny because people are talking now about, oh look, Allegri's playing youngsters, Nicolas Caviglia as well is getting minutes, and he's helping, and yeah, all of this is great, but he's not. And yes, they have some big injuries, but he's not getting a tune out of Vlahovic yet.
No.
That can be the real value add. Chiesa, looks to be at his best, but knock on wood, we never know how long that's going to last.
Yeah.
With his injury record, I think Danilo's the guy they really, really miss at the back.
I would have thought when Vlahovic got his goal, I believe against Inter a couple of weeks ago, I would have thought that would have been the one. I think Luca Toni said if he can score and get a good consistent run together, if he scores in the Inter game, his confidence he might come back alive again.
And if my aunt had wheels, she'd be a bicycle.
I know. I'm still waiting for it.